What is happening? Welcome back to the Past Alive. Thank you all for tuning in tonight for the return of the Weekend Recap, the series where I showcase my flea market and antique mall finds. And this morning I went out to my favorite place to go on Sundays. Haven't been there about a month, but I always end up finding cards or things that I collect. And this morning was no different. There's a good bit of people there, and of course lots of cards as always. And my jaw dropped when I came across a box full of something coming up in this video. But first things first, of course, can't go to a flea market and not bring home a big freaking sack of wax, or in this case, foil packs. There's a guy at this flea market in particular that always has like a smaller tote full of dollar packs. And you have some real junk wax stuff in there, but then you also have some more premium packs like 94 per deck, or packs where you can actually find some pretty sweet insert cards like Elites or whatever else it may be. So I grabbed, I think, 15 of these packs. We're going to open a couple of these tonight, and then I will put some into pack boxes, kind of freshen them up a little bit with some variety. So I grabbed those. The next thing I picked up while I was out there, didn't find any 90 tops, but I did come home with another box for this month's Needle and a Wax stack, and just realized that I haven't opened up any classic in over a year. I think last August was the last time we ripped into 1992 classic and chased after some autograph cards. But you see possible autographs of Nolan Ryan, Griffey, Brian Taylor, big name back then, and others. So we'll rip into that here come around the 15th of the month, 25 bucks. Figured I'd take a chance on that box and see what we can find in there. So that was the next pickup, and another table there. So these guys, sometimes they have cards. Well, I shouldn't say sometimes, most of the time, but it's never really anything I'm interested in. Well, today that changed. Well, I came across some stacks of randomness, and so these guys had a little pile, and it said $1 per card. In there I found a 73 Nolan Ryan, which is pretty awesome. I do have one of these, but how could you ever walk away when you see a 73 Nolan Ryan up for grabs for $1? It's not pristine by any means, but I don't see any creases going across it, so you can't pass on it for $1. The next one, they had a $5 stack there too, and I was surprised when I came across a 62 Sporting News Brooks Robinson. I've been very, very slowly piecing this set together. I bought a binder a few years back for $20 that had probably like 150 plus 62 Topps cards. I don't think I have this Brooks, so for $5, and it's in pretty decent condition, no major creases, nothing like that. Had to grab that, no-brainer, and then also was very surprised to find a 54 Monty Irvin for only $5. Tiny bit of paper loss there, but it's another one. You know, when I see it, it's like, I can't pass on that for only $5. That's pretty freaking awesome. It's not every day you come across vintage like that, or vintage Hall of Famers whenever you are at the flea market randomly. So pretty stoked on some of those finds. Now the next spot down the road. This guy is super cool. He always has great prices and just a very cool selection. Well, today he threw me a curveball majorly with what he had in some of these boxes. So I grabbed this entire stack for $80. The first one, a 95 Fleer Pro Visions. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you may know that I've been kind of trying to complete these sets. I do have a good bit of them, but haven't really put too much time into putting them in order and seeing which ones I need. I don't think I have this Musina from 95 Fleer, so was kind of surprised to see that randomly in here. This guy just had a lot of 94 Donruss, and from that era, ton of insert cards in this box, and it was kind of like pick out a big pile and go from there. So I picked this one out along with a stack full of Donruss Elites. Now, back in the 90s, I'm sure most of you guys know this if you watch my videos, numbered cards were a very, very scarce thing. It was nearly impossible to pull them. To this day, I've only pulled one Elite from 91 Donruss. From a case, I opened 16 boxes. I found a Ricky Henderson in a break we did a couple years ago. Never pulled a 93. I do collect Elites. When I come across them for a good price, I will pick them up. And to be exact, we have in this stack, try to be a little discreet here. Whoop, missed one there. this whole stack, well, the whole stack in general for $80, but these are all 93 Donruss Elites. You have Barry Larkin, all numbered out of 10,000. 5037 out of 10,000. Darren Dalton, and I think I do have a couple of these, but I don't have a list. Have no idea which ones. I had to grab all of them. Couldn't pass them up. Roberto Alomar, Eddie Murray, Fred McGriff. I'm pretty sure that's the McGriff that my brother pack pulled at like Toys R Us back in '93, and I was super jealous. I think my memory serves me correct. Now Cecil Fielder, I know I have that one. That's one of the first ones I picked up when I started randomly buying Elites. Edgar Martinez, Paul Molitor, and this one's huge. Dennis Eckersley, 93 Elite out of 10,000. So if you go on eBay, you look at comps, the most recent one of these, I think, sold for $185 2 days ago. And then there was one that sold for $200 a month ago, ungraded. So pretty major a card there from the Elite set. And this is a pretty big Elite set, too, in comparison with some of the other ones. 36 card set. So $80 for this whole stack. We're not done yet. And a $200 Dennis Eckersley thrown in there. I know I don't have that one. I think I might have some of these other ones. So if that's the case, you might see some of those up for grabs here pretty soon. So was blown away by that because you don't really ever see those. And if I do, it's usually one at a time. The rest of the stack, you have a 93 The Legend Series Robin Yount. These sell for around $45. So that's another good one. Also numbered out of 10,000. And then you have some 94s. The 94s, I don't know if they were as hard to pull back then. I've never personally pack pulled one, but these are also numbered out of 10,000. You have Olerud, Jack McDowell. There's the Big Cat and Tim Salmon. So grab the whole stack of nothing but Elites for $80. Very, very excited about that. So it's going to really encourage me to try to put the rest of that set together. But like I said, 36 card set. It's a pretty big one. And then even bigger in 94, 48 cards. So it just kept growing as the years went on. So those were my pickups from this morning. Let's get back into some packs. We got to rip some packs or else it won't be a weekend recap without it. I really want to open 94 per deck because I love this release. I remember back as a 10-year-old kid, I was definitely buying a lot of these. Everyone back then wanted the Mantle and the Griffey dual autograph. And these are all different regions. Actually, these ones are Eastern region. Every region had a different chase card, but we're going to rip these. They are Series 2. Might pull a possible Billy Wagner rookie, Jeter foil, A-Rod foil, or the subset card, the alumni. So we'll open at least a couple of these, go and insert hunting, just like I love to do back as a kid. And it's not too often I get to open 94 upper deck, so I will definitely soak it up. Terrell Wade starts this pack off. Steve Soderstrom. I feel like there was somebody on those ridiculous apps. What is it? OfferUp. The OfferUp app. At one point in time, that was like, I don't know. I feel like people were using it a lot. I've gotten some good deals off there, but probably never for baseball cards. Someone selling a Terrell Wade 94 SP for like 15 grand. That will forever be burned in my memory. There's Doug Strange, the one per pack, Electric Diamond. I've often thought about putting the whole set of Electric Diamonds together. I thought that would be pretty cool. I always thought those were super sweet. Jody Reed, Ozzie Smith, but an awesome design. Paul Molitor, Stan Javier, cringing. Looks like this pack is not going to deliver us any of the rookies that we're after. Jim Thome ends that one. We'll open one more of these. Maybe we'll dive into one of the other random ones. See if we have luck here. Does not look like it. Todd Dunn and Todd Hollingsworth. Todd squared screws me out of a possible Billy Wagner or Jeter foil. Hollingsworth is flying through the air there. But this, I was going to say, I got real excited because I thought we got the A-Rod alumni Electric Diamond. But it's Matt Brunson. Thanks a lot, Matt Brunson. Brian Harper, David Segui, Caminetti. Too cool for school in that photo. Chad Kruger. We did get a big hurt. I was hoping we'd at least get the Jose Canseco shovel card that I don't understand the backdrop behind, the backstory behind that card, but maybe some of you do. Maybe we'll do, what else do we have the most of here? How about we open 94 Flea Ultra? We'll do one more. I'll save the other ones for pack lots. But Series 2, Ultra usually always had fun inserts. and they were pretty easy to pull. Let's see if we have any odds on the back of here. 1 in 3 packs, the lowest odds, and we got one. Tony Gwynn hitting machines. I remember pack pulling Frank Thomas hitting machines back in '94 and was so excited about it. And it looks like we got a Ray Durham rookie in here, which would have been a big hit for myself back in '94. It was Jose Rio, but a great design, though. I liked these a lot when they came out. Rick Aguilera, Shane Mack. There's Todd Stottlemyre. Can't tell if that was something stuck to the back of it. Charlie Hayes. This is Brian Hayes' dad. Mike Gallego, Grebeck, Ray Durham rookie. You better believe that was in a top loader back in 1994. Immediately, I want to say the Beckett book price on that in '94 was like $1. So it was like a big money card as a 10-year-old kid to pack pull that, and a Tony Gwynn hitting machines. Number 6 of 10. Those are always awesome insert cards. So at least we end the pack rip with a pretty nice insert card there. Not too shabby whatsoever. But save the rest of those for the lots. But let me know down below in the comments what your favorite thing I picked up was. I guess I didn't really show you that much, but it's not too often I go to the flea market and end up coming back with stuff from my PC that I actually am putting together. So pretty freaking excited about today's haul. I love to hear from you guys, so let me know what you think. And hopefully I'll be joining you back tomorrow night for the long-awaited collection video that I've been putting off for over a month. So hopefully you'll tune in for that tomorrow on Monday night. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your evening.